So when we reverse engineer sleep, when we reverse engineer chemistry, we fly backwards in time. Stay to the end to find out how that's relevant. Welcome to the news. What I'm referring to is the essence of the lack of time presence in terms of sleep, and then in regards to what we eat in terms of food, or in regards to chemistry. Those two things sort of turn us inside out when we think a little bit hard about how our living is in the middle of an abyss, and in the middle of an abyss we correspond to a structure, and a structure dynamic in terms of business, in terms of how business is flowing, in terms of how business is a flowing energy. In essence, it's similar to how we want to align with the idea of feeding fish in a pool of fish, fish food, in a pool of fish food, by trying to feed fish in a fish pool, feed them fish food. It corresponds to the essence of demand, and trying to develop product temptation, so that every single encounter of dropping a campaign is similar to dropping fish food into a fish tank with fish, and so that they are able to consume this fish fundamentally by understanding the demand proposition and the value proposition straight away, so that they are pulling out their wallets, same as the fish once the fish food drops into the fish tank, so that in essence, or a fish pond, so that in essence it's like they're pulling out their wallets to be able to buy all that fish food, at the same time corresponding to a transaction that corresponds to the immediacy of those fish buying into the fish food straight away, and it sort of disappearing as soon as the fish food touches the water, typically speaking. So it corresponds to solving people's problems, solving people's hair-raising problems, if you will, so that in essence it's corresponding to the purpose for trying to pursue problem-solving methodologies in terms of marketing, becoming a marketer, leveraging marketing methodologies and modalities, so that in essence we get the idea of chasing demand first and foremost. But I started out this podcast talking about the essence of food, the essence of infinity, the essence of the abyss, the essence of starting to connect with the essence of chemistry, and also the essence of sleep, the essence of chemistry and food, and the essence of sleep, so that in essence we get closer to the corresponding mindset that relates to focusing on how we are able to reverse engineer the depths of going into sleep modes, where we're in essence going into the depths of consciousness, and focusing where we can find these elements of trying to connect with audiences through storytelling, and focusing more on how to actually connect with people and audiences, and also to build people energies, to be able to find ways to connect through avenues and essences of vessels that correspond to the infinity. And we are all chemistry. That's how we correspond to food. Food is what we put into our bodies. Food is what we are actually made of. The actual chemistry of how in which we connect to the essence of what we're farming, what we're digesting, what we are in essence made of chemically, what we are connecting with chemically when we ingest food, and where that food comes from, and where it's sourced from, and how we become that part of that earth. We become part of the earth where that food was sourced from, in essence, fundamentally. So it's wise to be able to focus on how our chemistry sort of evolves with sleep, and the depths of the essence of the abyss of the infinity, to be able to connect with ourselves with chemistry, with the essence of food, to be able to align with the essence of chemistry for biohacking our spiritual finance, by understanding the depths of the nature of sleep and the nature of infinity. When we are asleep, how there is no essence of time, there is no relatability to time, more or less, for example, and in essence to the essence of chemistry, and the essence of growth, and the essence of growth methodology, and the depths of the abyss of the growths of the food of chemistry, and biohacking the essence of spiritual finance. When we're biohacking spiritual finance, it's like we're biohacking the essence of farming at the same time. It's like we're biohacking the farming process at the same time, like vertical farming. Like vertical farming is somewhat biohacking the essence of farming, because we get processes and properties in line to be able to use tools, to be able to make advantages through tools, to be able to fundamentally manipulate the process of growth and the growth methodology, so that we can scale growth, fundamentally, just like being able to grow different money inside of buckets, like being able to grow a plant inside of buckets, and leveraging the essence of the power and the essences of the velocity of different plant growth strategies, by being able to get also less connected to the essence of the focus of needing things to work out, and trying to focus on scale, and scaling the essence of proper tools and profitability by focusing on growth, by feeding fish to fish pools, and leveraging good marketing by being able to find people to help solve their problems, so that they are just like the fish, ready to pull out their wallets and consume that fish food as soon as it touches the water. Consume that fish food as soon as it touches the water. Very much aligned with causing that demand, aligning with that demand that is already existing, is the existing demand, for example, and then presenting it with the fish food, so that we have a similar effect, we cause a similar effect, and we are able to biohack ourselves into the understanding of spiritual finance by planting the most seeds possible in this world, so that in essence we're trying to align the most fishing poles with the most pools of demand. The most pools of demand trying to solve the most problems, trying to reach the most people to solve the most problems, fundamentally by being able to cause biohacking, spiritual finance biohacking, by just like trying to like vertical farming, trying to align with the most velocity by trying to connect with science and the depths of science and the things which correspond to the essences of the underpinnings of science. Similarly to being able to try to think about things when you're asleep, because there is no time in sleeping. There's no time in sleeping, so you can come to realizations, you can come to conceptualizations, you can come to spiritual finance quantifications, because there is no boundaries of space and time when you are sleeping. So fundamentally you can reach into the depths of life, you can reach into the depths of the spirit world that do not exist necessarily in the regular physical realm, because anything is possible in the subconscious, because the subconscious corresponds to infinity, because you are infinity, because everybody is infinity, and we are all aligned with infinite energies in essence. And that is the depths of how we can connect with fish food. We can connect that essence of that depth with fish food, and giving people fish food in terms of developing products which actually solve problems, because you're trying to solve problems first, and you're trying to find these pools of demand, you're trying to find these pools of hungry fish, you're trying to start businesses, you're trying to start the essence of businesses by acknowledging where the hungry fish are hunting and where the hungry fish are consuming food already, and what the hungry fish are already consuming necessarily, so that you can bring in better food. You can bring in a better quality food. So in essence, where all the other fish's attention is to begin with, and they're all already swarming in different directions. They're all already out there right now. Even as we speak, all these fish are consuming different food, and this is corresponding to different pools of demand and different pools and poles of fish, fishing poles in different pools, trying to fish out and focus on different fish in different pools of demand, if you will. But fundamentally, we want to be able to spread the food into the water like grains of bread touching the top of the water, so that in essence it straight away causes reactions, and the fish immediately pull out their wallets to consume that food and such things, so that ultimately you also are able to do that with seeds. You're able to do that with seeds, so you can spread the seeds throughout the land, and fundamentally start to farm and be able to manipulate and fundamentally agriculturally manipulate the essence of the outcome of seeds and the velocity of growth by new tools, especially things that are coming about every day. But being able to also manipulate the marketing industry and focus on trying to solve problems by fundamentally being there for people to help fundamentally focusing on growth in the meantime, to help people get there, help people get to what they need by focusing on what the fish are actually swarming around, and focusing on how different pools of demand. Different pools of demand are all over the place, and so you need to feed the fish the correct dosage of the correct things to improve their lives, improve their livelihoods. And ultimately, we're starting to try to develop retreats. We want to start to develop retreats around the world, because if we can start to develop retreats around the world successfully, which we kind of hope to intend to do in the Philippines and in Hong Kong. We want to have like a farming dynamic in the Philippines to be able to focus on the depths and the dynamics, and be able to focus on the degree of focusing on farming, and the essence of like getting deep and spiritually aligned with trying to find different traders. And we're developing these purposeful little retreat connections, so that people can find co-founders. It's co-founder retreats, because people are meant to matchmake to find different businesses with different people that are other people that are co-fellow people that want to start something new and different and unique, and actually start something, because we know that these are accountability people, and these are accountability people that we're trying to find and align with on these different retreats, which we're trying to put together in Hong Kong and Philippines. We have a meetup group in Hong Kong, and in essence we're trying to have something more outdoors and like more collectively cohabitating collective community in essence in the Philippines, where we're able to grow and focus on food growth and health and optimization, where in essence you're just trying to focus on building a business, whether it's trading or in essence selling basically online, and leveraging the essence of these tools of focusing on demand, finding pockets of demand, and helping people around the world, and to fundamentally try to find these source energies with partners that you feel like you can trust, that you can align with during different interesting ideas and activities that make trust stronger through different retreats, that we are able to try to get people to be able to find each other's selves with, by having somebody else to lean on and having each other's backs to be able to lean against, to be able to look out on both sides and have eyes in the back of your head, so you can lean on each other and see on all sides of yourselves. And at the same time, we're trying to get a better understanding of how to play with the house's money. Play with the house's money because in essence we want to start with low odds, and then be able to raise the stakes by playing with the house's money eventually, by being able to understand the essence of growth and play into the essence of growth by fundamentally flowing with the essence of chemistry and the essence of nature chemistry, so that we're flowing with the nature chemistry before anything else, and we're spreading seeds around the world so that in essence we've got fertile growth. We've got fertile growth happening, and we're biohacking sensationally. And still, we are vlogging the process. We're vlogging the process. We're trying to start vlogging so we can do it specifically for accountability. Accountability vlogging is meant to be starting soonish. We just started a little bit last week doing a little bit of live streaming, selling and such things, but we want to start live streaming if possible and not get banned from TikTok, but just try to start live streaming on TikTok to be able to try to develop more accountability mindset on TikTok, to be able to bring more awareness on a day-to-day vlogging basis for the accountability of trying to bring these retreats to life in the Philippines and Hong Kong, to bring founders to life by having other people to lean on and having more of a dynamic for developing this partnership of this meetup group in Hong Kong and this retreat in the Philippines, to be able to make traders and marketers out of people that want to find and do it with other people. Yeah, that's the purpose, is to develop co-founders. It's a co-founders retreat because just like in music, we want to start trying to have a co-DJ. In terms of trying to develop live performances, we want to have a co-DJ in every single performance, so that in essence there's other unique elements, so every single process and every single performance can be filmed. Every performance can be filmed and re-released, because in essence we want to distribute that content, that media, because we're in essence trying to promote for our brand by having unique music in every single performance, because we are collaborating and cohabitating in these collaborations every single time, every single day, every single focused process is meant to happen this way, yeah. So, if you can feel that, then feel that, indeed. Come to one of our retreats. We're going to try to post some of the links soon enough. We just posted our first maps business in Hong Kong today. We made a map for Dink Tech. Go Google search Dink Tech today, because we've got a marketing consulting on the maps in Hong Kong today released. So now our little website for buying and selling real estate around the world, and at the same time buying businesses and selling businesses that are corresponding to real estate, are attached to that link. So if you want to go visit, search Dink Tech in Hong Kong to be able to click on the number and then text the number, text me through the number if you have any businesses or real estate to sell through that, or the website to send an inquiry through that. And at the same time, we will try to start posting about the vlogs and the vlogging on a day-to-day basis, for holding myself accountable for this growth and for these vloggings and for trading trading collectivities and people that are connecting tools for trading and marketing at the same time in Hong Kong and the Philippines. So at the same time, we've got a collective growth for co-founders to be able to co-found with each other, because we want the co-founding dynamic to be the fundamental first focus, to be able to feed the fish, so we can start to all feed the fish. We're hunting fish around the world. We're hunting fish ponds and hunting fish pools around the world, so we can get as deep as possible with the understanding that we are nature energy. We are nature energy, and that's fundamentally what we're trying to teach and preach at these retreats. And so people can connect with each other as co-founders to be able to expand on the demand in the world and find the schools of fish, to feed, schools of fish inside of pools of demand, that are feasting and eating on different aspects of different supply that they can find to consume on a consistent basis. And we're trying to improve the lives of these fish in every single focus and pool and problem-solving ability, to be able to give them better, more nourishing food. And when we sleep, when we connect with the unconscious in the essence of the sleeping time, that we're able to collaborate and re-collaborate and cohabitate. Once we regain our consciousness in our higher level thinking, higher level ground, and we refeed and feast our subconscious every single night with new food, and nourish our new food with our new mentalities on a consistent basis, and especially with our co-founders leaning on each other, so we can leverage the essence of synergy. Oh yeah, leverage the essence of synergy. And that's about it for now. We're going to head out from here. That's all for now. Let's also remember, as we try to conclude every podcast, to Clear the animal shelters. Let's also remember to clear the animal shelters, because we also like to talk about clearing the animal shelters at the end of every single podcast, because we need to clear the animal shelters by hiring the shelter animals as healers, hire the shelter animals as healers, hire the shelter animals as healers among and throughout our communities, so that we can clear the animal shelters by fostering the shelter animals and adopting all the shelter animals and fostering all the shelter animals. Clear the animal shelters, yeah, hire all the animals in the world as healers to help us optimize ourselves as humans, for all other humans to be able to benefit from all of our continuous progress, for all other humans, living for all other humans and trying to optimize for everybody else in this world, and living for our global collective and such things connectively. That's all for now. Thanks again, Dink Tech Change for Game Studios. Bye, peace, bye, yeah.